Many years ago, the great British explorer George Mallory, who was to die on Mount Everest, was asked why did he want to climb it. He said, because it is there. Well, space is there, and we're going to climb it. And the moon and the planets are there, and new hopes for knowledge and peace are there. And therefore, as we set sail, we ask God's blessing on the most hazardous and dangerous and greatest adventure on which man has ever embarked.
Political impact can be defined as the effect that government policy and its administrative practices can have on something. The space race was set in motion more so by the Cold War and the concerns of being outsmarted by the USSR than the actual fascination with exploration.
The Soviets at that time had been bragging to the world that they were superior in technology and communism was the wave of the future, and we didn't believe that. We had thought that we were probably going to be able to be first into space.
Politically speaking, President John F. Kennedy saw the lunar landing challenge as a way to one-up the Soviet Union and demonstrate the muscle and intelligence of a world superpower.
When he asked us to do that in 1961, it was impossible. And we made it possible. We, the United States, made it possible.
All right, lift off and the clock has started.
It was the ultimate peaceful competition. USA versus USSR. I'll not assert that it was a diversion which prevented a war. Nevertheless, it was a diversion. It was intense, and it did allow to both sides to take the high road with the objectives of science and learning and exploration. Eventually, it provided a mechanism for engendering cooperation between former adversaries. In that sense, among others, it was an exceptional national investment for both sides.
Political aspects of the U.S. space program involve the reality that our program funding relies upon Congress. Relations and public perception significantly impact the support the program receives.
Apollo 11 was about exploration, about taking risks for great rewards in science and engineering, about setting an ambitious goal before the world, and then finding the political will and the national means to achieve it. Indelibly impressed upon our nation's memory, the voyage of Apollo still seems incredible. We are inspired by the magnitude and teaming efforts of people from all walks of life, from industries big and small, who worked in tandem to attain a long-term goal of magnificent achievement.
Almost 50 years ago, following the orbital flight of Friendship 7, I was very privileged to address a joint session of Congress. And I closed my remarks then with words I will repeat today. As our knowledge of the universe in which we live increases, may God grant us the wisdom and guidance to use it wisely.